Suddenly, our eyes meet the moment the fish split up. Why are we getting tail lore? We only get deep lore when somebody is either about to do something very wild or about to simply pass away. So why am I getting tail lore? Don't make me feel for him before you off him. Rainy Pooh, I missed you. Look at that face. I miss you so bad. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Sleepybug. If you are returning, I missed you, sleepyhead. And if you are new here, it is nice to meet you, cutie pie. And welcome to the hub of all things oh so cozy, oh so sleepy, oh so sweet. Today we are going to continue what our baby daddy ran. You guys, first of all, I'm really sad that we didn't get to see him in the last video at all, except in the morning with his little low cut gray sweatpants. If you know, you know. So we're going to do day 4. I'm excited to see what happens. I heard that day 4 is a little intense, so I'm excited. I might regret saying this, but I want him to scare me, because I don't know, maybe he'll scare my panties off. We'll see. Anywho, I'm excited. You're excited. Let's do it. Red bandages, a red tunnel, blue eyes. That's all I can seem to recall from my dream as the blaring bzz 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 of my alarm pulls me from my sleep. Almost groggily, I reach for my phone to turn it off and flop back into my bed. Curious, I glance at the screen and check the time, only to get blinded by the brightness of my wallpaper. Wincing at the brightness of the screen that practically flashbangs me, I crack open one eye to read the numbers on the screen. 9:05 a.m. So it wasn't too early then. I still had plenty of time to get ready for the day and possibly make some waffles for breakfast. Ooh, that sounds good. The batter would expire soon anyway, and I didn't really feel like visiting the bakery this morning. With that plan in mind, I let out a sleepy groan and roll out of bed. Muscle memory kicks in, and my immediate reaction is to open the blinds for some much-needed sunshine. But when I glance at my windows, they are already pulled back. Sunlight has been pouring into my room for who knows how long, and I didn't even notice. And when did I open them? I swear I closed the blinds last night. In fact, I was confident I did, because there was no way I'd be getting any sleep after finding out a potential stalker was creeping outside my window. Don't tell me somebody broke in again. I try to focus on the twang of dread slowly building up inside the pit of my stomach. I wasn't about to get worked up again, and so early in the morning too. This is not what I needed to start my day. Deciding not to dwell on it for now, I stand up and gradually work out the kinks in my body. No way I was going to let this ruin my outing I had planned with Teo, Eleanor, and Leon. The true dread. Did everybody see the dread in my eyes? I said, oh yeah, I almost forgot. We're supposed to go to the aquarium today. With that in mind, I make a mental note to dress appropriately as I walk over to my closet. Absent-mindedly, I run my fingers across some of my clothes before pulling something comfy from the rack. My usual style has never let me down before, so I decide to stick with the theme and wear something similar. I pick out a few more matching pieces and accessories before giving them all a cursory glance. Feeling satisfied with the items I chose, I nod in approval before heading to the bathroom to change. I doubt the hot water would work this early in the morning, so having a nice refreshing shower was definitely out of the question. Why your hot water don't work? I forgot our apartment's wild. Well, not that it really mattered. I still needed to buy some more shampoo anyway, and... Oh? Strange. Was my toothbrush holder always this solid black color? I could have sworn it was gray. Picking it up from the shelf, I give it a once-over. The Haruko print was still there, yet it somehow felt heavier in my hand. But then again, I don't exactly go around meticulously measuring how heavy my items are in the first place. Jeez, today was seriously a day of overthinking, huh? Well, whatever. Putting the holder back on the shelf, I focus my attention back on the reflection of myself in the mirror and give an appreciative nod. The outfit I chose looked perfect, and once I put on everything, all I had left to do was decide on how to style my hair. What should I do? How will you respond? My hair is short. My hair is medium length. My hair is long. I don't have hair. I guess my hair is long. I have straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, coily hair, braided hair, locks. We got braided hair right now. It's twisted hair, but what is it? Details. An idea comes to mind and I immediately get to work. An hour flies by and I've somehow managed to get dressed, style my hair, and finish breakfast in record time. With nothing left to do, I decide I may as well kill time in my entryway by picking out which shoes to wear. But just as I stop in front of the shoe rack, something near the front door catches my eye. Oh god. A letter? Odd. My door doesn't have a letterbox, so I usually have to visit the front desk to collect my mail. That is, if Violet doesn't bring it up to me. So, what was this doing here? Curiosity gets the better of me and I find myself scooping up the letter and opening it. Inside was nothing more than a folded note written in red ink and... Was that a photo of moth? What the... A chill runs down my spine once I realize what exactly this item is, and I hesitantly scan the rest of the note for answers. It simply read, "Not bad for a candid chat, huh? And don't bother warning them about this. Oh no. Let's keep this between us. Alright. It'll be our little secret." What the hell? Was this somehow tied to that loser who broke into my apartment a few days ago? Or was it someone else entirely? Though admittedly, whoever this stalker was, they were honestly doing a pretty bad job of keeping their intentions clear. I mean, what exactly were they trying to accomplish by doing this? Did they want me to stay away from Moth as well? Or just keep silent? What did they get out of blackmailing me like this? And why target Moth specifically? None of this made any sense. And now that I gave it more thought, I wasn't sure what they wanted from me either. Why go through all this trouble in the first place? It wasn't like I was doing anything wrong. Maybe moving back to the Bay wasn't a good idea after all. I mean, I left the hardships and turmoil of the city behind for a reason. I wanted fresh air, new faces, and of a more easygoing lifestyle. Things I'd never get in the city. And now it seems like history is only repeating itself once more. Were we stalked before? What do you mean? I thought I could live a peaceful life here with my new job and friends, and now I've somehow found myself in more trouble than I could have asked for. And what's worse is that, after denying my own paranoia for so long, this was all it took to convince me that my potential intruder really was real after all. Crap, maybe Violet was right. I remember brushing off her concerns because the idea of a stalker seemed far-fetched to me, especially given Corland Bay incestuous reputation. But now? Admittedly, a big part of me wanted to see if Violet was still home, but another part of me rooted in place. Would it be safe? What if the intruder was still lurking outside? Suddenly, my phone goes off and scares the living daylights out of me. So much as so that I ended up dropping it on the hardwood floor and clamoring to pick it up back in a panic. Crap, crap, crap! With shaking hands, I forgo looking at any dents and cracks on the screen as I try to discern the reason for the noise instead. The letter T shows up where the caller ID should be, alongside a suggestive contact photo of someone's abs that I don't remember taking. Which could only mean one thing. Teo was calling. How he gonna take our phone? Take a picture of his abs? Wild. If he's obsessed with me, then he should just tell me. If you're obsessed with me, you should just let me know, Teo. It takes a few failed attempts, but I somehow managed to press the answer button and respond with a shaky tone. Hello? Well, dang, though. You sound like you just woke up. Not planning on sleeping in, are you? What? No, Good. 'Cause I'm outside your apartment right now. Your neighborhood looks like crap, by the way. Smells like it, too. Did you seriously call me just to make fun of where I live? I called you to tell you to hurry up unless you want to walk to the aquarium. In fact, maybe I should just... Oh, dang it. Well. If it is a little Miss Priss all by her lonesome. Oops, she looks bad. He must be messing with Violet. Okay, that's what I thought. Teo's voice practically oozes smugness as he taunts whoever it is he's talking to, most likely Violet, before I hear him adjust the phone and continue speaking. Ahoy, dollface, hurry up, won't you? He hangs up before I can mutter out a response. So annoying! But still, knowing that Teo was downstairs somehow gives me the confidence to leave the safety of my home. Though not before committing the state of my apartment to memory and triple checking my lock. I have half a mind to quickly snap photos of everything to see if anything was untouched in my absence, but I doubt I'd have enough time. Still, if my stalker does decide to come back again, I'd want to know. But now that I'm thinking about photos, that gives me the perfect opportunity to splurge on some security cameras. I've been needing them for quite some time now anyway. With all this talk of violent crimes, dead bodies, and murders happening on the news lately, and now this intruder, I figured it'd be better to be safe than sorry. So, deciding to let Teo suffer even just a little bit at the hands of Violet, I pull out my phone and scroll through some whole security bundles on sale as I make my way towards the lobby. Get 'em, Violet! I love her. Oh, we don't get to see Violet? My girl. Team Violet. Teo ended up being uncharacteristically quiet throughout the drive, and if I were to be honest, I appreciated the silence. It was definitely odd not having our typical playful banter, but it also wasn't something I needed first thing in the morning. He also doesn't seem to be in the mood to be disturbed, given how he clenches the wheel with one hand while the other supports his head against the window ledge, like some angsty teen. So I try to settle further into the admittedly comfy seat of his luxury car and focus my attention on the scenery as it passes by. It isn't long before the aquarium comes into view as Teo looks around for a decent place to park. We must have picked a busy day to visit, considering the amount of cars parked both outside and in the reserved parking area. Though Teo seemed to have somewhere in mind. I watch as he drives straight past a very clearly labeled no-go zone and pulls into one of the empty spaces without as much as a reaction. Why is he like this? He doesn't even wait for me to get out the car before he opens his door and walks to the front of the car. Not wanting to be left behind, I quickly follow suit. Teo? Why is mommy in such a bad mood today? I mean, we hate him, but still, you know, I don't want to see people in a bad mood. He's sad. I was about to question whether he was allowed to park in the employee zone in the first place, but given how he shamelessly pulls down one of the warning signs and tosses it in a bush, I figured that was my answer. It doesn't taste... He's so irritating. Why would you... Why? It doesn't take long before he's right by my side once more and ushers me towards the front door. I almost stumble over my feet as Teo pulls me along, but not before almost bowling him over as he abruptly stops in front of me. Look at that. Almost like a loyal dog, isn't he? Glancing in the direction he was pointing, I see Leon sitting on one of the benches as he absent-mindedly watches people go by. Love him. I have a Leon theory. What if it's not even Ren that's stalking him? What if it's somebody completely different? What if it's Leon? What if Leon is actually the big bad guy and that's why he presents as the green flag? Or maybe he's just a green flag. Let him be great. Dang. And once he catches sight of us, he immediately leapt to his feet and rushes over with a wave and a warm smile. It's a good thing he doesn't bite. At the snarky comment, I nudge Teo with my elbow and send him an eye roll. I doubt he takes any notice of it though, since Leon's arrival takes up all of our attention. Hey y'all, you look good, sunfish. You're not so bad yourself, oarfish. Hello, I'm here too. Eleanor hasn't arrived yet? Scoffing at our playful dismissal, Teo cracks a joint in his neck and crosses his tattooed arms. However, he doesn't seem to stray from his spot, which meant that he still had an interest in our conversation. At his almost childlike reaction, Leon shoots his friend a cheeky, lopsided smile before continuing. I'm sure she's on her way. She said something about wanting to get her steps in our group chat. Is that why she didn't want Teo picking her up? And actually, I don't know if you realized, but you guys were 15 minutes early. Really? No thanks to Teo speeding, I guess. And what about you? I'm guessing you had to walk all the way here, right? That's not in a way about getting a bit of exercise in the morning. I'm sure Eleanor would agree. And I just got here, actually. Really? Because it looks like you were sitting on that bench for a while. I just sat down. Long enough to stretch your legs, huh? Okay, yeah, so maybe I did arrive half an hour early. Oh no, Leon. Leon, our green flag. Our green flag. But I was excited. It's been a long while since I've been to the aquarium. Even longer since you've seen Dollface over here, I bet. Huh? Can you blame me? We've been separated for years and now we're finally reunited again. It must be fate. Am I about to cry over Leon? Oh my god. Hold on. Excuse me? No. Destiny. Playing along with Leon's dramatics, I lean against his side and clutch at the spot above my heart. It's written in the stars. You guys are genuinely so embarrassing. I love Teo. I don't love Teo. I love hate Teo. I love hate Teo. Hearing Teo huff off once more, Leon and I both watch as he tries to distance himself by looking at the posters on the wall. Y'all better than me, because that's when I follow you and I'm like, why are you running from my love? Don't run from our love. Like, I'm annoying like that. No doubt feigning interest in it, it wasn't like Teo really cared much for marine life. All his world revolved around was wealth and luxury, giant tech companies, and probably starting fires. Teo, no. Yeah, definitely starting fires. Though, for a guy who spent most of his time in the shadow of his father's legacy, I had to admit to him, Teo was seemingly more down to earth than other people I've met. Really? He didn't have time to... Why are we getting Teo lore? We only get lore. We only get deep lore when somebody is either about to do something very wild or about to simply pass away. So why am I getting Teo lore? Tell me. Tell me why. I'm scared. I'm rubbing my leg and trying to cover. I'm like, like I don't like him, but like, don't make me feel for him before you off him. Okay. Alright, everything's fine. Everything's fine. This is fine. He didn't have to spend time with us, but he did. And as much as he'd often joke about not wanting to affiliate himself with people outside his tax bracket, Teo sure seemed to like hanging out with Jay, Leon, and me. I wonder, does he ever feel lonely? Before my thoughts can delve any further, I feel a gentle nudge at my side. Looking to my left, I see Leon peering at me with a curious expression. You know, I'm really glad you came, but I'm also honestly surprised you agreed to this. Surprised? What do you mean? The person who was trying to not agree to this. Well, you know, is Ren okay with this? Ren? The guy we met at the pier the other day. He said something about being your boyfriend. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh right, my boyfriend. Ren isn't that is my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. Whether or not it was because I wanted to stake my claim over Ren or because he confidently declared himself my boyfriend a few days ago, I couldn't help but let it slip. But Leon seems to pick up on the hesitance laced in my words, given how he inquisitively tilts his head and sends me a reassuring smile. Leon. You know what? We don't deserve Leon. Leon's too good for this world. Too pure, too good. Look at that smile. If he's a villain, then I'll be his villainess. I don't know. Is it still a new thing for you? I'm sure calling someone your boyfriend must take some time to get used to. Take things at your own pace, yeah? It was strange hearing that kind of advice from Leon, especially after practically lying to him, but I wasn't gonna say anything. We've been friends for so long, yet the topic of dating has never seemed to come up between us, much less something more extreme like settling down or getting married. Our younger versions of ourselves greets me as they innocent play a game of pretend on the playground. I can see Leon in all his boyish charm as he promises to marry me from atop the slide. Before he slides down it and runs to my side in glee. How dare you? That's so cute. He seems all too happy to run circles around me while he shouts to the skies about protecting me from bad guys, yet something else was missing from the scene. Something I couldn't fully remember. I'm telling you, Ren is our childhood friend and we just do not remember him. Why we don't remember him, I'm not sure. Maybe he beat the crap out of Leon or something. And we both forgot. But I'm convinced. I'm convinced and you cannot convince me otherwise. What was it? As long as he's chill with us, yeah? I wouldn't want any misunderstandings to happen. Great. I had been spacing out again. Not wanting to offend Leon with my silence, I tried to make sense of his words before coming out with a sufficient response of my own. Oh, yeah, he's fine with it. Probably. Besides, I only agreed on this outing because Eleanor genuinely seemed like she wanted to go. And it's not like this is a date anyway, so... Hey, don't sweat it, Sleepy. And no need to explain yourself either. I get what you're saying. I'm sure everything... Leon cuts himself off when he notices something behind me. When I turn around to look, I see Eleanor running up to the group with a flushed expression on her face. But as she draws near, she clumsily trips on a stray piece of cobble and tumbles forward. Ah! Without thinking, I lurch forward to close the gap between us, but Teo's muscular arm beats me to it. Almost effortlessly, he reaches out to catch her, almost like some cliché romance movie. Except, not at all, because Teo is allergic to anything romantic. A fact that's emphasized by the look of the pure disdain on his face as he pulls my coworker to her feet. Eleanor seems to be blissfully enjoying every moment of it, though, seeing as she's practically clutching onto his bicep while looking up with wide, sparkling eyes. In fact, I doubt she was even aware of our presence with how she stayed rooted in Teo's awkward embrace. Leon, no. Look like she's really fell for him, huh? You're as bad as Jay with those puns. He's rubbing off on me. Come on. Let's go and see if she's okay. As it turns out, Eleanor really was, okay, being cradled inside the arms of Teo. But the moment only lasts until Leon and I rejoin the group with a knowing smile on our faces. Teo aptly chooses not to say anything, and out of solidarity, or perhaps future blackmail, neither do we. Save it. Put it on the back burner for later. Put it on the back burner so we can get him later. And soon enough, we all found ourselves waiting in line to buy admission tickets. Eleanor happily takes photos of us while Teo scrolls through his phone, and Leon stands beside me to look at all the colorful fish in the small tanks. This is all rather exciting, don't you think? Really? It's just fish. Oi, come on, mate. Show a bit more enthusiasm, yeah? If you love him that much, wait till you find out what's that. It's at the beach. So annoying. I want to apologize in advance for him. No, it's fine. I'm sure Teo has other interests that excite him. Fish just aren't particularly one of them. Want to know what makes me excited? Leon and I both share a look before rolling our eyes. Breaking taillights and slashing tires. Oh. Wait. Slashing tires? Isn't that illegal? Probably. I'm just messing with you, princess. Listen up a little. All too quickly, a light-hearted mood gets replaced by something serious as Leon's phone starts buzzing. Recognition flashes across my friend's face as he looked at the screen, before he awkwardly scratches the back of his neck and points towards the extras with his thumb. Sorry guys, give me a sec. Without waiting for a response, Leon makes a beeline for the front door. After a few seconds, I see his figure emerging from outside the large windows, pacing back and forth on the sidewalk as he talks to someone on the phone. Judging by the solemn expression on his face, I can only guess the call isn't a good one. I sure hope everything is alright. Too caught up in Leon's shift in demeanor, I barely notice how Eleanor's hand gently pushes Teo and I forward so that we can speak to the clerk at the front desk. Broad, tattooed shoulders now block my view from the window, which caused me to shift my attention back at the present. But Teo doesn't seem to notice my lack of focus, or perhaps he just doesn't care, as he pulls out a black card from his wallet and leans over me to hand it to the woman behind the counter. I won't. Scold me. Somebody scold me and tell me not to do. Don't do it, Sleepy. We are stronger than this. Hey, Sleepy, I am speaking to you. We don't fall for it. He could have gone without the nonchalant, smug look on his face, but I wasn't about to say anything when he was literally about to pay for my admission fee. But before I could begrudgingly thank him, Eleanor's excited voice cuts me off. Oh, do you suppose there will be shows today as well? I saw some advertised outside. Oh yeah, I wasn't paying much attention to them. I hope there will be penguins. Perhaps Leon would enjoy them. What about me? You? I don't suppose you like sharks? I can hear the clerk chime in with information on the latest hotspots, what shows were playing. But I shut it all out when I noticed Leon standing idly near the doorway, while sporting a concerned look on his face. Oh no. Without missing a beat, I make my way over to his side and spare him an empathetic glance. I'm really sorry about all that, Sleepy, but something's come up involving my mom at the hospital. Oh no, is everything okay? Yeah, nah, mom's fine. It's just some important paperwork I need to fill out on her behalf, since dad's still working abroad and all. I'm so sorry, but I really got to go. I'll try to come back as soon as I'm... Hey, don't sweat it, Leon. Focus on your mother first. I don't miss the way his entire demeanor softens at my concern. Leon looks as though he wants to say something, but holds himself back at the very last second. As if to compensate, I end up filling the silence instead. I'm sure I can survive third-wheeling Teo and Eleanor's date alone. Jeez, I really owe you one. Actually, you know what? Here. Before I can refuse, Leon shoves a stack of small bills into my palm and closes his hand around it. Hey, you don't have to! Besides, Teo already paid for everything just now. Nah, I won't be hearing anything from you. If you won't accept it, then spend it all on something for me instead, yeah? Go to town in the souvenir shop. See if they have any sunfish much in there. Alright. Thank you, Leon. I need help. I need help. I'm gonna melt away. Just watch me just melt. No worries, doll. But I really gotta go now, though. I'll tell Mom you said hi. Leon turns on his heels before I get a chance to respond, so he completely misses me waving him off. In his rush, he almost knocks someone over, but he quickly helps them regain their footing and apologizes before speeding off once more. Man, I sure hope everything is okay with his mother. Before I can dwell on it any longer, the sweet melody of Eleanor's laughter pulls me from my thoughts, and I turn towards the group. I notice that Teo and Eleanor are now standing by the entrance, which also happened to double as a massive underwater tunnel, all while pointing to a school of fish swimming above their heads. When Eleanor notices my presence, she happily waves me over before her attention shifts towards the door behind me, no doubt expecting to see Leon walk in and join us. Is Eleanor a girl's girl? We love it. Eleanor is a girl's girl. She said, I might want this man like nobody's business, but Sleepy girl, where you at? Like, I love this. Let Eleanor's be a girl's girl. Please, for the love of God. It made sense considering how they missed his departure, but she snaps out of her curious daze the moment Teo brushes a hand against her back to move her out of the way of a passing family.
We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
But what truly shocks me is that he doesn't seem to move his hand. Instead, Teo leaves it there as he steps closer and blocks my coworker from my view. He meets my gaze with an intense, unreadable expression, and I can't help but look away. What was all that about? Suddenly, the moment felt too personal for my liking, almost as if I shouldn't be looking at something so intimate. Turning away, I decided to channel my interest into picking out a roadmap from the brochure stand instead. If Teo and Eleanor were planning on getting cozy with each other, I needed to plan my escape route. But before I move away, I noticed the lone aquarium tank off to the side. It was far enough from the eyes of the people still watching the queue, but still close enough to the entrance to entice any passersby to come in and take a look. Inside were countless amounts of colorful fish, coral, and other sea crustaceans, and I couldn't help but look in awe at some of the bright marine life as they float about in the water. This is my favorite kind of date. I love aquarium dates. I love fishies. But pause for 2 seconds. Is it just me? Or it kind of felt like this in the last chapter, day 3. It felt like Teo is using Eleanor to make us jealous. Instead of being like, hey, I like you. He's the type to be like, let me get all these girls and like see how much I can like make you break for me kind of situation. Which is wild because just say you like me. Like just say, hey, you want to hang out. Just be a good person, Teo. But it gives the vibes that he's like kind of into us a little bit more than he would like to admit. Romantically, and he likes us, and that's fine. If only Leon could join us. I could almost hear his laughter at some of the sunfish-like creatures that swim by. Keeping the rest of the group in sight, I stray slightly to the right for a better vantage point. The group of neon tetrafish zip past and my eyes follow them as they swim around. They easily stand out against the bright orange and green corals, and especially the bright pink and blue. Wait, pink and blue? Is it my boy? Yes. I missed you. Peering closer to the glass, I catch sight of a familiar face on the other side of the tank. Rin doesn't seem to notice me yet, seemingly far too entranced by the brightly colored creatures as they swim by. His soft eyes follow some of the smaller fish as they dart across the tank or swapping over to the group of guppies swimming past. Suddenly, our eyes meet the moment the fish split up. Not the moment in the fish tank on the other side. It's like the Romeo and Juliet in the Leonardo DiCaprio version. Oh my god, this is my favorite. Okay. And I watch as Rin's expression morphs from surprise into a sickeningly sweet look. He tries to say something, but his words come out inaudible due to the glass separating us. Look at him. As if realizing, Rin instead points to the fish off to the side before resting his hand on the glass and mouthing something. I still can't fully understand what he was trying to say, that is, until my eyes land on what he's pointing at. Catching me off guard, I watch in awe as a lone fish swims between us and captures both of our attention. Was that an angelfish? The fond memory of our time at the pier comes to mind, and I find myself thinking back to when Rins affectionately gave me that nickname. And if I had known any better, I would have assumed that he was thinking about the same thing, given the way his eyes crinkle and soften as the fish's scales shimmer underneath the artificial light. Too absorbed in how picturesque this all looked, I completely missed Rin's swift departure, that is, until he's rounding the corner of the fish tank and taking his place by my side. Rinny Pooh! I missed you. Look at that face. I miss you so much. It's so ridiculous how much I love him. Okay. Hi, Sleepy. Oh, hey, you. Fancy meeting you here. First thing I notice is Rin is tugging at his sleeve again, though he doesn't seem to shy away from my close proximity, nor seem to mind it as much. Those fish were pretty neat, huh? Yeah. I couldn't take my eyes off of them. I couldn't take my eyes off of them. Hey, did you spot the angelfish swimming by? How will you respond? I was busy looking at the sunfish. The what? Clownfish? I did. I was captivating. I was staring at the shark. I saw you. It was, huh? I couldn't stop looking as well. Yeah. I didn't even know they could be that color. Actually, this might sound cheesy, but after you mentioned the angelfish, it reminded me of our date on the pier, remember? How could I forget? It was one of my most treasured memories. Top 3, in fact. Was the first one our kiss. Not wanting to let this opportunity pass, I decided to tease Rin a bit. Oh please, top 3? Don't laugh. If you get to be cheesy, why can't I? Well, in that case, if you get to give me a cheesy nickname like Angelfish, why can't I? Wait, you wanna give me a nickname? Come on, it's only fair. What do I have so many thoughts. Cotton candy. Fair stand. Potential stalker. Okay, I'm done. Though, to be honest, I really don't know any pink colored fish. Oh yeah? That's too bad. Hey! Don't think you can get away that easily, Buttercup. I'll think of something better, eventually. Eventually. Flirting. At that, Rin lets out a puff of laughter before returning his attention to the tank once more. He doesn't seem to stray from my side, though, and it's then that I realize, what was he doing at the aquarium in the first place? Don't think about it. Don't think too hard. Without missing a beat, I take a step closer and voice my thoughts. You know, I wasn't expecting to run into you here. Oh, really? Yeah, no offense, but you don't really seem like an aquarium guy. Is that so? I didn't have any plans for today, so I figured I'd do a little bit of undersea sightseeing to pass the time. Plus, I finished the book you recommended the other week. The one about the underwater city. I guess it inspired me to come here. Really? Did you like it? What did you think about it? I enjoyed it, especially the part where... Oh, say, look at that. Ren isn't shy about how he leans over my shoulder to point at something outside my peripheral vision. I'm just gonna melt away. Guys, I'm just gonna melt away. Goodbye. Goodbye. Stop with the proximity. I can't do it. I can't. I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough, friend, please. I follow his finger, and between the driftwood and coral, I spot Eleanor and Teo standing awfully close together. I don't miss the way Teo sizes up Ren, even from a distance, before he tears his gaze away from us with an inaudible scoff. A soft sound escapes the back of my throat as I watch Teo unabashedly run a hand down my coworker's side. But what truly shocks me is the way Eleanor boldly grabs his arm and loops her hand around it. I kind of like Eleanor and Teo. I feel like they would make a really good balance, like really crappy and really, really sweet. Like, I feel like that would be so much fun. No way. That's, wow. I honestly didn't know she had it in her. And while her confidence shocked me, it also sparked a bout of curiosity inside me as well. Even though we all established that this wasn't an actual date, Eleanor still wanted to treat it like one. But now that I really think about it, isn't this similar to the date I shared with Ren at the pier as well? The next thing I know, I find myself wandering to all the times I held Ren's hand as we walked along the boardwalk. And right now, it looked all too tempting with how it was casually resting against the glass. I could easily fit the palm of my hands in his, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind in the slightest if I were to reach out right now and... No, come on, Sleepy. What were you thinking? Although... Come to think of it, wasn't I the one who initiated most of the hand-holding during the moments we spent together, Ren? Maybe he'd be okay with it after all. Should I hold his hand? Move your hand away. Hold his hand. Before I can talk myself out of it, I reach out and slip my fingers between Ren's palms and the glass of the tank. His skin feels uncharacteristically coarse and rough at my own. But that's so interesting. Guess why? But before I can question it, I brushed against something cold and metallic inside. Daring a curious peek, I looked down and noticed the golden ring on his fingers. In fact, it appeared to look vaguely similar to the one around his neck. Ren. Ren? But as soon as I opened my mouth to ask, Ren casually slips his fingers between my own to intertwine them. He gives me a soft smile, almost as if he knew what was going to happen, before Eleanor's voice pulls me back to the present. Sleepy, there you are! Why didn't you say anything earlier, Teo? Where'd Pretty Boy run off to? Princess over here said he had to leave earlier. And dang, if it isn't Buttercup. It's Ren, actually. Oh, not this again. Before the two can have a chance to butt heads, I carefully step in and interrupt. Something came up at the hospital, so Leon had to go. Oh dear, I hope everything is okay. He assured me that everything's fine, so I wouldn't stress too much about it. I watch as Eleanor shuffles on her feet in contemplation before noticing the item still grasped carefully in her hands. That's a relief, but... Oh! What do you suppose we do with his ticket then? Shall I ask for a refund? It's fine. That's all loose change to me. I'll make it back 45 seconds. You know that attraction I had to him for like 0.2 seconds earlier? It went right out the window. And still, we shouldn't let it go to waste. Oh, I know. Eleanor's expression shifts from revelation to something more cheeky as she turns to me with a small, knowing grin. She leans close enough to whisper, but doesn't seem all quiet about it. Hey, why don't you give the ticket to your lover boy? Lover boy? You gotta be joking. Should I tell you all about how our lovely Sleepy has a secret admirer? And how he often rents out the books in the Eleanor! I feel like I'm missing some context here. Almost hastily, I snatched the ticket from Eleanor's hand and rushed her in inside the tunnel, away from my gossipy coworker and Teo's smug grin. I love Eleanor. I hardly noticed the time passing with all the fun I'm having, and before I know it, almost 2 hours go by in a blur. I'd initially been so fixated on being a third wheel that I completely forgot about the exciting things people could do at the aquarium. Eleanor seemed all too happy to snap pictures of everything, ranging from Ren and I petting some stingrays, Teo getting splashed by a seal, and all the giant sea creatures that swim around in the overhead tanks. By the time I noticed my feet starting to hurt, we all made our way to the small food court conveniently placed at the end of the main attraction. Eleanor used this opportunity to use the restroom while Teo wandered off around who knows where. So Ren and I were left to look for a place for all of us to sit down and rest. But we didn't get far before the light sounds of footsteps drew closer once more. Sleepy Ren, there you are. Sorry for the wait. I ran into Teo earlier while he was talking to one of our tour guides. He's a friend, and I wanted to talk to him. He didn't need to wait for me. Oh? But you said you were lost and needed help with something urgent. Come on, princess. No need to act coy. Surely people say the same thing to you at the library, right? Well, yes, I suppose they do. But I don't see why that has to do with me waiting for you. Or acting coy, for that matter. You're adorable when you're clueless. Him? Anyway, are either of you hungry yet? It's past noon and I'm worried Teo won't put his pride aside and admit that he's hungry. Get him, Eleanor! I want the... Hold on, I'm kind of here for Teo and Eleanor. She like puts him in his place and he kind of takes it. It's... What is it? The trope where evil broken villain meets too innocent and too sweet. And like he can't help it because they're too innocent and too sweet. So like you can't, like you literally cannot brush it aside. Get your man Eleanor. Get your man girl. Excuse me? Oh, am I wrong? I could have sworn I heard your stomach growling earlier. Now he's acting coy. First of all, when did they reunite without me noticing? And secondly, was Teo embarrassed? There was no way I was gonna let this opportunity pass. Aw, is your big baby hungry? Didn't eat breakfast this morning, did you? I did. Unlike you, I can afford to eat whenever I want. Rude. That was rude. Rude. Though it came out blunt and harsh, I knew Teo was only joking. Then why don't I go and get us all something to eat? Any preferences? Allergies I should be made aware of? Why do you care, princess? Planning to kill me or something? It's only natural to worry about the health of others. I wouldn't want to give you something you're allergic to. Besides, everyone deserves to be cared for. I love this. I love all of it. I'm shipping Eleanor and Teo. I need this to happen. They're a power couple. You're weird. What was that? I said wasabi. I'm allergic to wasabi. Ran. Ran. Wasabi, huh? This is such a chaotic double date. It is so chaotic. I don't know what to do. I see. And what about you, lad? Any preferences? Do they have any croissants? I've been having a really bad craving for it recently. Then in that case, I'll have a... Before I can voice my preferences, Teo cuts me off by pulling out his wallet and handing it to my coworker. Eleanor takes it from him without complaint, but pairs it with a curious look and a slight tilt of her head. Yeah, whatever. I have to have a word with Dollface over here. Huh? I don't get a chance to fully respond before Teo directs me towards the opening of the food court, but I barely get 3 steps away before I feel a gentle tug at my sleeve. Curious, I look back only to find Ren sporting a pout on his soft features. Relax, Buttercup. You'll get her back in one piece. Now that I think about it, it was kind of out of the blue for Tail to be acting like this. I mean, since when did he ever want to talk about something serious? I offer Ren a reassuring look and give his arm a comforting squeeze. I'm sure it'd only be a few minutes. Oh. His eyes flicker between me and Tail a few times before it lands on my hand still resting on his arm, and he lets out an inaudible sigh. Oh, okay. I'll wait for you here. His little pouty face will always get me. No, stay where Princess can see you. Unless you want her to freak out and think we ditched. Her name is Eleanor, you know. Tail, I can't tell if you like Eleanor or if you, I can't. My man's just giving me not red flag. He's giving me mixed signals. I really think he likes her, and like he doesn't know how to comprehend that. Wow, amazing. Whatever. Come on, let's go. Without a second word, Tail nudges me to the right direction, leaving Ren all alone and confused. Rude. Get on my face. Following closely behind, Tail leads me into a quiet corner near the food court before turning around and boxing me in with his large arms. He casually leans his weight to one side before finally speaking. Hey, so I got this fun idea. Seriously? I thought you wanted to talk about something urgent. Dang, could you be a little less loud about it? And as a matter of fact, yes, I do. No. You always say, I've got an idea, and it turns out to be something illegal like trespassing or vandalism. Isn't that the whole point of an idea? He was not serious. We are not about to discuss logistics behind... Look, it's serious. I need you to help me make Phil, Eleanor, or whatever jealous. She's gonna be a little too clingy for my taste. And it might even get Buttercup to ease up on all that juvenile puppy love crap. You seriously don't think he's a little bit too clingy? He's practically glued himself to your side the entire day. We're on a date! Tail, we're on a date. That's how it works, babe. When you like someone. What? Don't you think that's kind of a roundabout idea? How would this even benefit? Trust me. This is for my own benefit, not yours. Little Miss Princess over there is treating me like I'm a dang child who needs to be supervised all the time. And I can't even tell if she's interested in me or not. Plus, you're not exactly... No, never mind. I'm telling you, I can't... He's giving me mixed signals. Either my idea works out and this gathering gets more interesting, or she realizes I'm not the type to be babied and backs off. While I had to jump through the hoops and hurdles to understand it, Tail did have a point, but everything about his idea just felt wrong. Yeah, I don't want to do this. Regardless, if I agreed to it or not, if Eleanor saw us flirting, wouldn't she just assume that you're not interested in her after all? Besides, I'd never betray her like that. You said anything about flirting? Crap. You really are into me, aren't you? Can't say I'm flattered, though. Excuse me. All I was going to say was ignore her for a bit. Make them think you're more entertaining or something. I mean, it almost worked with that tour guide from earlier. Even if you want to cling to my arm too. By all means, beautiful, go ahead. It's not sexy when you try to force me to do it. You're so insufferable. So, is that a yes or a no? I still don't know what you want me to do exactly. Teo gave shifts to something behind me before a light ignites in his eyes and he sends me a sly smirk. Just follow my lead. I barely have any time to process his words before Teo places a hand on the small of my back and pulls me closer to his side. His voice is louder than usual, and it's then when I notice Eleanor and Ren slowly coming into view. See that storeroom over there? Looks like it's unlocked. Want to go check it out? What are you... Come on, doll. You're really not interested in having a bit of fun? Listen up a little. All of a sudden, I feel my phone vibrate in my pocket. But just as I move to pull it out, Teo gives me a poignant look and I find myself stalling. I don't want to go. At that, he peers at me with a bored expression before rolling his eyes. Oh, don't be like that. Come on, Teo, this was a stupid idea. Stupid? You're joking. Look, as much as I want to help you out, I don't really think this is going to accomplish, well, anything. Besides, it doesn't seem fair to Eleanor either. Is that what you really think? Wait, why did he look so sad? I don't like that expression. Why did he... Hold on, Teo's kind of tugging at my heartstrings. I don't like this. Why is he so sad? Okay. I can fix him. It's coming out and I don't want it to. I want it to go back down. Fine. Whatever. I should have asked Buttercup to help me instead. Got anything else to add? If not, let's head back. Without another word, Teo drops his hand and walks away, leaving me to trail behind. I'm so confused with you. You're weird. You're a weird little flag. There you two are. Enjoy your little chat? Sure. Is everything alright? Just peachy. Teo shoots a wry glance in my direction as if to say, see, told you so. But I brush it off with a sigh. Teo? Sleepy? While Eleanor shuffles awkwardly on the balls of her feet, Ren nudges my side and leans closer. Are you alright, Angel? Did Teo do anything to you? No, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. You sure? Because if he did... No, never mind. At that, Ren takes a step back and looks at my coworker with a bright smile. About the food? Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me, Ren. Here, I'm sure we'll start feeling a bit better again once we've had something to eat. I hope you like adobo as much as me. Adobo? Is that foreign? Well, yes. It's a dish that mainly features chicken and rice, which I figured you would be... What you looking at his bill for, Eleanor? What? Interested in my body, are you? No? Well, yes, technically, but only because I'm concerned about your dietary requirements. You look like the type of person who takes care of their health. And my sister, Kira, she was the one who introduced this dish to me while she was studying abroad. I really think you'll enjoy the taste. And it's one of her top 10 favorite foods. Your sister again. Really? Sure, whenever you say, princess, hand it over. With a groan, I knock my elbow against Teo's arms. Yet, all it does is make him give me yet another one of his pointed looks. Is he throwing a hissy fit right now? Anyway. Here, Sleepy. I brought you the same thing as Ren. I hope that's okay with you. He was telling me all about how much you really enjoyed croissants earlier. I do love me a croissant. But before I can take the takeaway bag from her grasp, Eleanor loops her arm in mine and tugs me away from the group. With a cheeky grin on her face, which could only mean one thing. But first, what did you two have to talk about? And there it was. Once my gossipy coworker got started, there was no holding her back. Nothing important. Teo just needed some help with something. Oh, is everything alright now? I watch as Eleanor peers over my shoulder to look at Teo, who is still within earshot. Crap. Does he still need help? I can go and find another staff member if you... Forget it. This is starting to get real annoying now. Oh. Teo. Move. Not the hissy fit, Teo. That is so unattractive of you. Not the hissy fit. Not the hissy fit. Baby, do better. Teo doesn't wait for a response as he shoulders past Red and makes his way towards one of the exits. Did I say something wrong? No, Nori. Perhaps I should go apologize. No, you didn't do anything wrong. Here, I'll go and talk to him. You stay here with Ren. Wait, you don't have to, Sleepy. Before I could follow after Teo, I feel something tug on the sleeve of my jacket. Ren? You don't have to go after Teo, just leave him. Maybe you're right, but I know Teo better than everyone else here, and I know he's going to sulk and be a pain about it for the next few days. It's probably best if I do something about it now, otherwise we'll just suffer for it later. You guys really don't want to see a mopey Teo. Here, I'll come with you then. No, because you guys will start fist fighting. It's okay. You stay here and enjoy the rest of the day with Eleanor. Besides, didn't you two hit it off back at the library? I'm sure she won't mind. Right, Elle? Oh, right. You know what? Hold on. I kind of like Ryan getting along with Eleanor. Probably because he gets to talk about us, but like, as long as he's not trying to kill my girl. I do hope I didn't bore you to death with all my talk about native flowers. What? No, what? I mean, no, nope, not at all, but Angel, did it really look like that to you? Because before Ren can finish his sentence, my eyes wander towards Teo's figure slipping through a crowd of people as he pulls out his phone. Before I realize it, my feet start to move on autopilot as I chase after him. Sorry, I really need to... He's already gone. I'll be back, I promise. Teo. Now, leaving the two of them behind, I make my way towards the opening of the food court and through the seemingly endless maze of fish tanks. Pushing open the heavy doors to the back entrance, I aimlessly peer down the alleyway in search of the grumpy or perhaps even childish friend. My instincts tell me to head towards the hustle and bustle of the main street, but as I round the corner, I bump into someone's chest. Whoa, sorry. Guess I wasn't looking where... Oh, wait. Is Sleepy? Leon! Leon! I keep doing that. What are you doing here? I was just about to go after Teo. It might be best to let him cool off a bit, yeah? I just saw him stalk off in that direction. Plus, he seemed kind of off in the group chat. Yeah, I figured he messaged you guys. Well, actually, he messaged Jay. He then messaged me, but he sent it to the wrong chat, so now here I am. I was on my way back from the hospital anyway. I figured I'd pop in and see what was up. Well, I guess now you know. Yeah, I suppose. But look, seeing as Jay's aware of everything now, maybe it's best to let him handle Teo, yeah? You think so? Leon gives me a non-committal shrug off his shoulders before gesturing for me to follow him. It might help to defuse the situation. I mean, Jay has known him since elementary school. If he's able to put up with Teo for that long, I'm sure he'll be better help than us. Maybe you're right. Still not convinced. If you still want to go and talk to Teo, we can. I don't mind tagging along and... No, it's just... I can't help but feel like this was somehow my fault. I mean, I know it's not, but... You know how Teo can get, especially when he's told not to do something. Yeah, but I can't help but wonder if I could have been nicer about it. Or kinder. I didn't think he'd react this way when I told him not to. Nah, I think this is what Teo needs. He doesn't share it, but he's always been coddled by everyone, even his parents, and all those people he hangs out with in the city. I can almost see where he gets his mindset from. Teo never used to be like this, you know, back when we were younger. But I guess this is what happens when you've been denied genuine attention most of your life. He doesn't know how to handle someone telling him no whenever he does something crazy, but it's not entirely his fault. Aside from his questionable friends, Teo also grew up with distant parents. When y'all giving us too much Teo lore, what are y'all about to do? It's too much lore! Whenever he wanted affection from them, he'd often do something brash to get their attention. But it's never lasted long. They just throw him money in his direction and eventually ignore him again. Pretty sad, honestly. I think all he wanted was for someone to actually acknowledge him for who he is, not how he acts. I'm sure you've noticed it, right? Everyone wants him for his money, looks, and popularity. I doubt he's got any real friends, you know, aside from us. And, oh, and Jay, of course. Outside of our friend group, I doubt Taylor surrounds himself with genuine, good-hearted people. I bet his mates from the city don't even have his best interest at heart. But mushy rant aside, I'm glad you were able to voice... But mushy rant aside, I'm glad you were able to be his voice of reason. After everything he's been through, he needs someone like you. Someone who will stop him from doing things he'll regret later, and to keep him in line whenever he says something insensitive. A true friend. Wow. I honestly didn't know all that about Teo, or that Leon thought of me that way. I don't even know how to respond. Though, I guess I didn't need to, considering how Leon's continued to talk. But enough about him. Jay's on his way back from the city now, so I should leave Mr. Moody to him. Besides, with a grin, Leon tosses an arm over my shoulder and pulls me into the street. I want to spend some time with you. I think it's long overdue. Yeah? I mean, I've never even gotten to go to the aquarium date with you guys. Oh no, how dreadful. It's truly a heartbreaking thought. I don't think I'll be able to go on. My heart yearns to be by your side, but alas, it was not meant to be. You guys, he's so good. The green flag is green. He's a forest. He's the forest. This man, this cute boy, this man right here, Mr. Leon, he's a forest. It's a gosh darn forest. You're so green. All right, let's go, theater kid. That makes a lot of sense. What gave it away? With a playful eye roll, I nudge my childhood friend with my hip to get him moving again. But what takes me by surprise is how casually he grabs my hand in his and leads me down the street. That. It almost feels like old times back when we used to run hand in hand towards our favorite playground after school. I wonder, was Leon thinking the same thing as me? But when I glanced upwards to check, I instead take notice of the destination my companion's leading me towards. After all, the massive umbrella made it hard to miss. Did we just forget about Eleanor and Ren? Alright, us. Get it together, girl. Get it together. A soft smile pulls at my features as the nostalgic sight before me, and I give Leon's hand a gentle squeeze to let him know about my excitement. I can feel him do the same in my hand return, which only makes my grin grow even wider. An ice cream stand, huh? Yeah. It's been a while since we visited one, hasn't it? That's true. I wonder if they still have all those wacky flavors. Did you just call my favorite flavor wacky? I can't believe it. Why, I would never. Oh, really? Do you even remember what it is? Duh, it's vanilla. Could you imagine? Wacky flavors vanilla. Mint chocolate chip, Neapolitan. I don't remember. What? Mint chocolate chip. You're pulling my leg. Wait, no? I swear I've seen you eat it before. Nah, I only ate it because one of my old classmates didn't like ice cream. I didn't want her to feel bad about wasting food. It's just a good boy. But that's not the point. Because now it's your turn. Huh? My turn? Oh? Are you going to guess my favorite flavor now? Of course I am. It's only fair. And also because I remember your favorite flavor too. Is that so? I mean, as long as it hasn't changed over the years. No, it's still the same. Then, there's no way he's going to guess it correctly. But now that I think about it, what is my favorite flavor ice cream? I should probably have one in mind before he guesses. Oh, we get to type it in. Okay. My favorite flavor of ice cream? I usually get peach, or I will get Blue Moon or Superman, which is a very Midwest flavor, but whatever. What flavor have I been getting? No! Handles? Blueberry. There's a blueberry cobbler ice cream that lives in my soul, and I love it so much. Just as I think of my answer, Leon speaks it into existence with a knowing, toothy grin. The ringing in his laughter drowns out the end of his response, but I heard him clear as day. How did you... Sunfish. I think it's time I told you. I'm a mind reader. Whoa! What number am I thinking of right now? Full. No, 60. Full point 60? What? That's such a specific number. Yeah? Well, it's about how much you owe... Yeah? Well, that's about how much we owe this fine gentleman. With a smile, he gestures towards the person who serves us the ice cream. Why did y'all take our ice cream flavor? Not wanting to make the people in line wait any longer, I fish out the loose change Leon gave me earlier and pay for our dessert. Seemingly satisfied, we make our way down the footpath to find somewhere to sit and eat. We just completely forgot about Eleanor and Ren. I feel some kind of way. I feel some kind of way. Eventually, Leon leads me to a nearby park where we plop down on one of the benches to kick up our feet. We spend a long time while just chatting and catching up with each other on all the things that happened in our lives during our time apart. And soon enough, all of our ice cream is gone and the sun is slowly beginning to set. We completely forgot about Ren. Oh my god. I would be pissed at us. I would. A comfortable silence blankets the both of us as Leon casually throws his arms behind his head and closes his eyes. He seems at peace like this, almost as if the stress of his day-to-day life has been stripped away. But even with Leon's eyes closed, I couldn't help but feel like someone or something was watching me. We should be being watched. We deserve that at this point. I'm so mad at us. An eerie feeling washes over me, and I cast a hesitant glance over my shoulder to spot anything out of the place. Nothing but the gentle rustle of foliage in the wind greets me, and yet I still couldn't seem to shake off the lingering feeling of something hiding behind one of those bushes. What if it was my... Just as I was finally starting to relax and unwind again, I went and ruined it all by getting worked up once again. Quietly slapping my cheeks, I turned to expel those thoughts from my mind. But the sound I made must have been louder than it felt, because Leon blinked open and looked in my direction. Sorry, I almost dozed off there. It's so peaceful out here. I could probably fall asleep. Whoa, check that out. I followed Leon's fingers towards the sky and noticed the ominous dark clouds rolling from the distance. You're kidding. Was it seriously about to start raining again? But now that I look closer, do clouds normally get that dark? Even from afar, it almost seems like black smoke enveloping some of the taller buildings in the heart of Corland Bay. It almost seemed unnatural. All too quickly, the soft timbre of Leon's voice cuts through my thoughts. As fun as today has been, we should probably head back before it starts pouring down buckets, yeah? Here, I'll walk you home. He offers a hand to help me up from the bench, and just as I take it, I hear a twig snapping from somewhere behind me, and before I can react, a muted sound of thunder cuts me off. Thanks, Leon, but your place is the opposite direction, isn't it? I wouldn't want to make you walk all the way back. No, it'd be fine. I don't mind walking. What if it starts raining? A little rain never hurt anyone. Something tells me it won't be a little bit of rain. Actually, yeah, you may be right. Me? Being right? Could it be? What date is it? Is there a blue moon? Knock it off. But hey, are you sure you don't want me to walk you home? I'm sure. Besides, I could use some alone time. The past few days have been hectic, to say the least. Yeah, well, so long as you don't stress yourself out or anything. If you want to vent or something, you know who to call. Teo? Teo? We're gonna see Violet? Despite saying that I'd be perfectly fine walking home on my own, Leon ended up accompanying me to the entrance of my apartment complex before finally parting ways. It was nice being able to catch up with him like this, and I genuinely find myself wondering if we could do it again in the future. But as I make my way towards the door, my eyes wander towards the smaller box sitting atop my doormat. What the? Panic flashes through me at the thought of being another gift from my supposed stalker. But then I remember the purchase I made this morning. Yay! Ah, it must be the security cameras. Definitely picking it up. It's fine. I put it under my arms as I fish the keys out of my pockets. But as I do, I barely make out the sounds of something behind me. Muddled. But the music changed. Muffled footsteps echo from somewhere down the stairway, indicating that someone was there and that they were getting closer. The thought alone sends a surge of panic through my body as I tense up. Was that... I desperately try to ignore the sudden dread of anxiety building up as my hand fumbles to unlock the door. Just a few more twists and clicks of my key before... Angel, I'm glad I caught up to you. Ren! Jeez, you almost gave me a heart attack. Uh-huh. Oh, sorry. It's fine. What are you doing here? You forgot about him. You literally forgot about him at the aquarium. I'm upset. Stealing my nerves, I try to calm down my rapid heart beating and meet Gren's gaze. There's a flicker of worry in his eyes, but it all fades the moment he takes a step closer to me. I don't suppose you're missing something, are you? Huh? I try to recount all the things I've been carrying around today, but when I notice nothing of note comes to mind, Ren shoots me a bright smile and pulls something from behind his back. It was... Oh, my phone! And our food from earlier! I figured you didn't have dinner yet. I also added something extra in there as well. As if realizing how suspicious his words sounded, Ren's cheeks immediately flush a deep red as he backtracks and stutters out a response. A dessert. It's a dessert. I brought it on the way here. You don't have to eat it, though. Oh? Peering into the bag, still being held tightly in Ren's grasp, I noticed the food, an adorable angelfish plushie, and... Was that a small cup of blueberry cobbler ice cream sitting on top? I knew it. Before I can snoop any further, his soft voice interrupts my train of thought. Actually, your coworker seemed really worried about you, too. She wanted to be the one to drop these off, but something came up. What did you do to Eleanor? As for your phone, you left it near the storage closet. Here. Oh. As if noticing my current predicament, Ren looks at my occupied arms before giving me another soft smile. It'd be nice to have more hands sometimes, huh? You need some help? It's fine, I think I got... But luckily, Ren catches it just in time before handing it and everything else back to me. Say, that sure is heavy, huh? With how obvious Ren's gaze was, I can tell he wanted to ask what was inside. Surely there wouldn't be anything wrong with telling him. Oh, I bought a security system this morning, but because how shady this neighborhood is, I figured it'd be a good idea to be safer than sorry. That creep didn't come back, did they? Without thinking, I dropped my keys and slapped my hands over Ren's mouth before cautiously looking over my shoulder. Oh no! Were we that scared? What was I doing? I was getting worked up and acting paranoid again. With an embarrassed look, I turned back to apologize to Ren, only to find his cheeks a deep red and a hand wrapped around my wrist. When did he... Quickly withdrawing my hand, I squeak out an apology before picking up my keys and turning back to my door. I still didn't want to get Ren involved with my problems, but honestly, I didn't want to risk being alone tonight either. Come on, Big Daddy, come sleep with us tonight. Too lost in my own world, I barely noticed Ren coming closer, nor his hand covering my keys to steady my fidgeting. You want some help? He must have seen the look of confusion on my face still as he continues talking. Setting up your cameras, I mean. Self-taught programmer, remember? I'm sure I can figure it all out. Plus, it'd save you having to call someone to install them. He's a programmer. He's he's going to just... Okay. Alright, Rin. He did have a point, and it honestly feels safer if I weren't alone tonight. Still, I'd been spending so much time with Rin lately, and I didn't want him to get fed up with me or my presence. Would it be a good idea? Girl, he won't stay. Accept and let him stay. Decline and say goodnight. Come on in, baby. Come on. Maybe it would be a good idea after all. I probably look pathetic with how I barely make any eye contact, instead choosing to stare at my door rather than Ren. But he doesn't seem to mind, or perhaps he simply chooses not to comment on it. I'd be happy to, Angel. With a smile, I open the door and let Ren inside. You know, I think we have the same mirror. Oh? Putting the small talk aside for a moment, I usher the pink-haired person into my living room and situate ourselves on the couch. Ren wastes no time opening the package, placing all the bits and pieces on the table, and setting it off to work. Though every so often he'd sneak a peek in my direction whenever he thinks I'm not looking. Did he want something? Raising an eyebrow, I send him a silent question. I didn't mean to pry into your personal life, but... You know, you're always welcome to stay at my apartment. I mean, you've already stayed the night at my place, so it wouldn't be a bother if you wanted to come over again. I'd honestly sleep better at night knowing you're safe. And I always carry a spare key card with me anyway. If you'd like, you can hold on to it just in case some... I appreciate the offer, Ren, but I can't accept that. It's fine. Besides, you said yourself that living here can be overwhelming. If this can help you in any way... I don't know. Keep it. Just in case. I mean, you never know. What if that creep breaks into your apartment again? If that happens, you could come and stay with me this time. I could keep you safe, just like the first time you invited me over. The lobby is full of security, and they won't let anyone upstairs without proper clearance. Plus, I don't have rats? Rats? Where was this coming from? I won't lie though, Ren's offer honestly was tempting. The idea of having somewhere to go in case things got bad was a comforting thought, but something just didn't sit right with me. I know I've been spending a lot of time with Ren recently, but I still wasn't that familiar with him. And sure, I might have developed a bit of a crush on the tall guy, but I wasn't going to be swayed from my feelings. Still, the offer really was tempting, and it wasn't like he was asking me to move in with him or anything. Now that I thought about it, Ren was the one giving me the access to his home. It wasn't like I was the one in any danger here. He was trusting me enough to not be some crazed killer, much like the one on the news. I couldn't help but crack a small smile at the somewhat morbid thought, but Ren seems to take that as a positive sign. But before I can dwell on it any further, I'll watch as he leans over and reaches into his back pocket, pulling something that resembles a plastic card. Ren wastes no time handing it to me, and I take a moment to look it over. His address and unit number were neatly printed on the top, with some kind of obscure barcode at the bottom. However, the apartment name and logo at the top right corner are what really captures my attention. Sunshine Hills? I almost forgot that he lived in the nicer part of Corland Bay. They were known for their high-rise apartments and fancy penthouses, so I'm sure Ren never had to worry about rat infestations or deadbeat landlords. Though, the more I thought about it, the more willing I was to accept his offer. Maybe it wasn't such a bad idea after all. I couldn't help but wonder what kind of programmer could afford a fancy marble flooring. But as always, Ren remained a mystery to me. If this opportunity meant getting to know him better, maybe it'd be worth it. Snapping out of my thoughts, I look up from the glossy plastic and focus my attention back on Ren. Seriously though, it wouldn't hurt to keep it. And it's a spare keycard anyway. I can always get more. I already have a stack of them at home. They're really handy too. I can use them to lock up my office and bedroom without a physical key. But I always... Do we need that information? We might need that information. See, Ren's downfall is going to be him talking too much. But I always end up misplacing them and... Sorry, Sleepy. Am I rambling again? Well, I don't want you to worry or anything. And you never know what might happen. After seeing what's been on the news lately, I just want you to be safe. He wants me to be safe? Well, where have I heard that before? Well, I suppose so. Great, then. He glances back at the plastic item in my hands with an expectant look, almost as if he was waiting for me to put it away. And when I carefully shove it into my pocket, Ren seems to visibly relax and lean back into his chair once more. Then that settles it. Come by whenever you want. You never need to call. Thanks. I still think I'll call him in advance, or even shoot a text. As lovely as Ren's welcome hospitality was, I wouldn't want to disturb or intrude on anything. He would literally beg us to do it. As if picking up on my sudden silence, he clears his throat and gestures towards the items still laid on the table in front of us. Anyway, I should finish setting up your cameras. Oh yeah, you're right. He goes quiet after that. Picking out the manual, Ren tries to busy himself with learning how to connect the camera to my Wi-Fi, before tossing it aside and doing it his own way. I love Ren. I love him so much. Deciding not to get in the way, I curl up on the couch with my food and simply observe him. I won't lie. Watching Ren's hands deftly connect cables and unscrew plates was kind of attractive, but I wasn't about to say anything. And soon enough, the events of the evening slowly draw as I start to feel the telltale signs of weariness take hold of me. I try my best to muffle my yawn before I glance up at the clock on my wall to read the time, just past midnight. Dang, I hadn't realized we'd been at this for so long. Tired? Ren's voice startles me, and I glance back to see that he already put down the cameras and was reclining in his seat to fully look at me. Kinda. It's been a long day. You can head to bed if you want. I'll set this all up and lock up once I'm done. You're still going home after this? You want me to stay? Did I? Strange. Perhaps it was because we'd been spending so much time together, but I'd somehow grown fond of Ren's presence. It was comforting to have him near. Though I wasn't about to tell him that, so I give him a affirmative nod. I make the decision. Yeah, I do. Oh. Ren's grin practically reaches his ears as he laughs to himself. Okay, sure, no problem. I can't help but playfully roll my eyes at his enthusiasm. Well then, why don't I get you some pillows and blankets and we can camp out here for the night? Just like a sleepover? Sure. He already slept in our bed. You may as well come back, Big Daddy. His toothy grin reminds me of my childhood days, back when I'd beg all the adults to let some of my friends from school stay the night. With all of us wrapped in the patterned blankets, I'd cuddled up in the couch with everyone until we'd fall asleep. But it wasn't Leon who came to mind, it was... someone else? Their face was blurry, but I couldn't make out the tufts of black hair from within the blankets surrounding us, and the same toothy grin Ren was giving me. But when I focused my attention back on him, I noticed the smile was gone, and he instead looking at me with a confused look on his face. I must have been spacing out again. Sorry, I'll go get those pillows now. Let me know if you need any help. Ren's response gets drowned out as I flee into the hallway. I love my beanpole. It took a while, but Ren managed to set the cameras up and hook it all up to an app on my phone, all while I made myself comfortable on the couch. He explained how to use it, but if I were being honest, I started to nod off once he started geeking out about the different kinds of alarm buttons. I love him. Before I know it, my head falls onto his shoulder with a soft thump, and I feel Ren's body shake as he lets out a faint laugh. Something moves from the chair next to him, and before a warm duvet is wrapped around my shoulders, I can feel Ren pull me into his side before we both fall backwards on the couch. His chest softens the blow, and with one of his hands gently tracing over the back of my neck, I slowly start to drift off. Nostalgia greets me once more, and before my consciousness fades away, I try to chase after the foggy memory that had been plaguing my brain as of late. Those 3 kids laughing and playing together near a lake. Who were they? And who was the one that stayed right by my side even after everyone else went home? Almost desperately, I try to recall their face, or any of their defining features, really. At this point, I'd take anything. But it's all for naught when I feel Ren's lips fall on the crown of my head to place a chaste kiss. Sleep well, Sleepy. I'll never get over that. With his comforting voice in my mind, I slowly start to slip away. End of the demo. You guys! So that was day 4. That was day 4. That was day 4 from what we've played. I'm so excited to see where this game goes. There's so much. There's so much that I have so many questions because like it kind of feels like that this entity and Ren are 2 different people. Like he's like it's starting to feel like he's genuinely concerned about something, and he's kind of like he's literally like, what's happening? Teo Theodore. We still have much more to see, so I'm gonna keep some comments. We'll see next time. I love this game. I love the art. I love the characters. I love the scene with the fish. They did the Romeo and Juliet scene where they're. I can't melt away. Anyway, oh my god. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I love seeing your face. I love having you here. I love being oh so sleepy and oh so cozy. And remember that day by day, moment by moment, we are blossoming like a flower of lavender, calm, collected, and fragrant. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.